What is going on today, guys? I'm really excited for this video. So part of the reason why I'm really excited for this video is because not only do I really like these earpods, whatever you're going to call them, AirPods, is that I think that these are going to be your favorite earphones. They're the perfect swing and a total home run. So anyways, guys, this is Justin from TheDigitalLife. I do product reviews of kind of everything. Today we're going to be doing a 1 month, whatever you want to call it, review. Probably my final review, just because I have nothing probably else to really look at these as far as that goes. Review of the AirPods Pro. I will put this out there before I start though. This is a non-paid promotional thing. I don't get any money from Apple for this, and this is just total my opinion. So everything I'm about to say is non-biased. I am an Apple user. I use iPhones, so that could be a bias. All right, guys, so I am very excited for this video like I talked about. These are the AirPods in my ear right now. So as you guys can see, they sport a very sporty design. My favorite part of these, we're going to call these earphones, or we're going to just call them AirPods, I guess, for the time being, because that's what they are. But my favorite part about these is that the fact that they are very comfortable, and in my opinion, after long periods of time, they actually kind of feel like they're not in your ear. I think that's kind of the goal of every earphone in the world, or every audio listening device. The reason why I think this happens is because they made it so that these earphones can actually do what's called a transparency mode. So otherwise, when you have power beats in, which are the ones that are on my channel, the ones that kind of noise isolate and go really in your ear, when you put something into your ear, there's a 100% chance of it getting rid of some of the volume from the outside world. That's just a fact. So when transparency mode is something that Apple incorporated into these earphones to make it so that these take in the outside world and actually put it into your ear. So transparency mode basically enables you to hear things around you. I'm not gonna lie, it's not as if you took the earphones out, but I don't think that was the intention behind them. What it basically does is it allows you to hear most of what's going on around you, but then once your music turns on, it's almost like that's kind of disappearing. What it really does, that's kind of a big deal and a game changer for me, is that it enables you to hear your voice so you don't have to shout. So what I noticed is I would have both of these earphones in like such, and like right now recording this video, I can actually now not scream while I have these in. Right when you put them in your ear, you'll hear a little noise, and then it'll actually incorporate and it'll tell you that you actually have transparency mode going. They do have shortcuts on them. You can actually press and hold the bottom stem here to go from noise canceling to transparency mode. Transparency mode, in my opinion, kind of, like I said, it gets rid of some of the outside world, but it also includes enough to where you can hear things like a car that's about to hit you or a train that's coming or anything like that. And the best part about it is that it allows you to have a conversation with somebody. So these aren't headphones that you got to be like, wait a second, Jimmy, hold on, I got to take my earphones out. Okay, now I can hear you. Obviously, if you're trying to talk really quietly with someone at an office, you might not want to have these in. They don't really totally allow you to hear everything. So, I mean, something is still muffled there because you do have something in your ear. So getting rid of that, I don't think that's really possible until we're at 2040. But transparency mode is kind of a big deal for me. I really hate when I have earphones in and I'm on the bus and someone says something, or you're on a plane and you have to take your earphones out. And the power beats, I have to be honest, taking them out, they're kind of really in there, so you got to pop them out. And I've had a couple times where I popped them out, and I'm lucky enough to find the little ear cotton, the part that the ear tip, but sometimes it'll go on the street and I can't find it. These, it's really kind of glued on there. You have to take it off, which kind of takes some effort. But the transparency mode allows you to really have these in full time without having to worry about taking them off for any kind of unnecessary event that honestly isn't really worth your time. It really allows you to have them in and kind of just deal with something in your ear, which is cool. Because then if you're walking around, you're doing your life stuff, and someone calls you, you can answer it, and you got your AirPods in. That's kind of what they're meant for. So the transparency mode allows you to basically hear the outside world without having to shout because you're on a phone call. But it allows you to have enough noise canceling to where if you're at a coffee shop and you kind of just didn't want to hear much, it's kind of a soothing, relaxing sphere of noise, like a good enough level of noise for emergency purposes only. The noise canceling on here, I would say, is about an 8. I wore these at my office the other day, and I was actually very impressed. I mean, honestly, could I still hear things when the music was off? Absolutely. For example, if someone was talking at a medium amount of volume, I could kind of hear what they were saying. It wasn't totally clear what they were saying, but I could hear that they were talking, and I could kind of make out the words. The noise canceling, I would say, is enough for a $250 pair of headphones, and I would also say it's definitely enough for something of this size. I mean, to be honest, we're looking at Bose noise canceling, which are a huge earphone that are $300, and in all reality, it's a very massive headset. This is very small. It's almost the size of your fingernail, and this noise canceling, that's not too bad. Basically, this is your battery charger. It's basically the size of, I got a notepad right here, and this is the battery case, so it's a fairly small case. I would say this compared to the Powerbeats is a definite winner. Honestly, it's easy to use. You pop them in here. This means it's not 100% charged. When it gets to green, it is charged 100%. This is wirelessly charge capable, which I think is a huge deal. This is light in itself. As you guys can see, I just dropped it, which is actually completely hilarious. Durability on this guy, I would say I have no idea. I've used this for about a month, and I've dropped it, and that's probably the 4th time I've dropped it, and there's not really a lot of marks. It does still charge with a lightning adapter, with lightning cable, so you don't have to worry about getting anything new like that. The charging time, I would say the charging time is about an hour, but I would say you're probably not going to have to worry about charging these too much, because as long as you put it on a charger every night, or you put on a wireless charger, you're going to forget that you even have to charge it. These get about 4.5 hours of battery life. I've noticed that really with these earphones, if you're someone who's going to wear them all day, I would probably just keep them in these when you're not using them, and then they'll always be 100% charged. For me, battery life has never been an issue. I've had there be a few times where I've left them outside the case and then they haven't been charged, but that's just my fault. The sound quality on these versus something like the Beats or another pair of headphones I've used, they're a very neutral, clean sounding earphone. It sounds bold and it's a good sound. It's enjoyable to listen to. The bass is not overpowering. The highs and the lows, I would say it all just kind of sounds good. Nothing's really muddled out. I'm not a huge rock music guy or a metal guy, so if you're looking for a review on how they handle that, I'd go to another channel. For me, I like rap, I like hip hop, I like pop, I like country. Basically kind of a lot of mainstream stuff, and I guess popular, I'm not sure. For me, these sound great. They're enjoyable to listen to. I think that the noise canceling really helps kind of get you in the world of the music. As far as staying in your ear, I've had some difficulty, and to be honest, I actually haven't been able to switch these ear tips out. I tried to, and it wasn't easy, which tells me that they're not supposed to come off, but there are a few others to choose from. They are a headphone that operates where you can pick them up, put them in your ear, and then everything is enabled, meaning that your music will stop and start when you put them up and down, and the noise canceling or the transparency mode will actually go on once you put them in your ear. As far as switching and controls, like I said, the bottom stem, you can press and hold this to go from noise canceling to transparency mode, and you can also press it once, just one little click, and you can pause and play your music. As far as connecting them and pairing them, it's a joke. I mean, if you have an iPhone, you just basically open this up, you go like this, and then all of a sudden it displays on the screen how much battery you have, and if it's the first time connecting, it says connect, and you're done. For me personally, I prefer to keep them outside of the case when I'm not using them, because then if the battery drains and I put them back, I'd rather have the battery drain and then put them back in here to charge, and remember to do that, because I gotta be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about keeping them just charged all the time in this guy. So if you're somebody who's worried about battery, possibly do that, but you have to think that maybe they are meant to just be charged all the time, just for convenience sake. I'm not sure. Durability, I would say these kind of feel a little on the cheap side, but that's only because I'm a little harsh, not meaning I'm clumsy, but because they just kind of feel a little plasticky. As far as the battery case goes, that's what I'm talking about. With the earphones, they don't really feel that cheap. They have a very nice design. It goes in your ear just like this. Unlike the old AirPods that went down a few more centimeters, these actually go down I don't think they're very noticeable at all. Both of them in transparency mode is on right now, which is super cool. A bird just made a noise. I can hear my voice. and I can kind of hear a plethora of different things coming just from outside because my door's open. But otherwise, it doesn't feel like I need to shout. Just so you guys know, this is what happens when I put them on noise canceling. So noise canceling, I can hear nothing. So I can hear that my voice is making noise because I can hear it from it rattling my my head, I guess, or my eardrums, whatever you're going to call it. It almost sounds as if I had my ears plugged. So noise canceling, like I said, 8. Now that I think about it, I'd say maybe an 8 or 9. But I feel like I'm definitely shouting right now, and we're going to find out. Yep, so now I can hear myself, and now I can talk a little bit quieter. It might not have gotten quieter. I'm not sure. I'm not you guys. I can't hear it. But anyways, guys, if you guys are looking for a very versatile, reliable pair of earphones that are good for phone calls, I heard the phone quality is great. You can do one or the other, so you can do one in and then one out, one in, one out, whatever you want to do. With transparency mode, you don't really shout when you have both of them in, but it does cause a little bit more noise isolation, so your voice is going to raise. That's just natural and part of the nature of the game. These are $250 on Apple.com. Sometimes I've seen them for $229, $230 from other websites. Like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, I actually bought these for about half off, almost half off, and I did it on a whim. It was Black Friday. To be honest, I wouldn't have bought them without that sale, just because right now for me, I'm a headphone guy, but it was just kind of the perfect timing. But I would say they are a little steep for the price. They are a little steep on price for what you get, but I would say with the transparency mode and the noise canceling, I would say they're totally worth it. For me, carrying these things around kind of now is one of my like daily things. I just like to have in my backpack in case I'm at the garage and I want to just put them in for some music, or you want to do podcasts or whatever you're going to do, guys. These are just the perfect headphone in my opinion for day-to-day use. I would say if you're looking for a headphone that has better sound than this, you're probably going to want to look at a different brand. The sound, I would give it about a 7 or an 8. I know that's super good sound. I would say they sound good, but for an audiophile, there's not a lot of bass. And I think the sound could be a little bit better, but overall I think they sound great. Battery life, about 4.5 hours. You do get about 2 extra charges on this guy, meaning if you take them out of here, these go to 0, and then you put them back in here, you get about 2 extras on that. So a total of 2, I said that wrong, you get about total 2 charges on this guy, but I wouldn't take that for granted because if this guy gets too low, you might be in trouble. The other thing I've noticed with these headphones, if you're a first-time user on the AirPods, guys, this is hilarious. I've done it a few times, and it's totally logical that this would happen, but if you go to use this for a phone call and you're on the phone for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, this battery life is going to drain more than this one is. So what you have to remember when you have these headphones is that if you use this one for more time than this one's going to be a lower battery. So if you go to use them at the end of the day and this one's at 20 and this one's at 50, you can't be surprised. So what I've noticed is that if I take one out of the case and then use that for all day, I got to make sure to put it back in the case. Sometimes I think it's hard to remember to put them back in the case just because you're using them, you put them down, whatever it's going to be. As far as losing them goes, there's actually a tracker on the iPhone. I have not used that yet because I haven't lost these, knock on wood. So for me personally though, guys, I would say as far as losing these, I would say it's a pretty good concern considering they're super light, they are white, and they're also extremely, I hate to say this, but they're slippery. There's a few times when I've tried to take it out of the case and it slipped out of my hand, gone on the floor. They're not grippy at all, and there's no reason for them to be grippy. I mean, it's literally it's almost a right angle, and it's this polycarbonate, very smooth, silky feeling headphone. So overall, guys, I would recommend these headphones. I would give them a solid 8. I would say the only thing that they're lacking are the noise canceling could be a little better, especially if stuff going around you. If you're a frequent traveler, you get on planes a lot, money's not an object, you're like, whatever, I would definitely go for these. I would say these are a must-have for a frequent traveler just because of how good they handle noise canceling, how portable they are. It's a done deal. Student, definitely would get these. The only reason why I wouldn't get these is if you're someone who's really into metal music. I can submit a review later on metal, but that's not really my forte, so I probably won't do that. But for me personally, if you're someone who really likes music, guys, and you really think you're going to use these a lot, I would definitely go for them. Most people offer return policy, except for they are wearables, so I would ask them before you buy them. Otherwise, guys, these are the AirPods Pro 1 month later. I would recommend them, solid 8 out of 10. If you're somebody who's concerned about money, I hate to bring that up, but most companies will actually offer a payment plan, something like that. I would definitely go for these. If you're asking yourself Power Beats versus these, the one last thing I will include is for exercise, I would do Power Beats. These don't stay in my ear, so subjectively speaking, these aren't great for me for exercise. I also enjoy how the Power Beats have more bass, so when I run, it kind of hits me a little harder. The Beats also have that ring that goes around your ear, which I think helps them stay in your ear, a little bit better build. And the big thing is, I gotta just tell you guys this, the Power Beats have a volume adjuster on them, which is a game changer for me. So when I run, if I'm running and I don't want to get my phone out to change the volume, I can just hit the little button on the side. Totally a done deal. So guys, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for an overall great earphone, AirPods are the way to go. The volume, I don't think it's a deal breaker for most people, but for me, it's kind of just like I have both, so why not use them? Anyways, guys, I went over everything for you. Now it's your time. Now it's your choice to make a decision, AirPods or Power Beats, whatever you're going to do. This was a review on the AirPods Pro 1 month later. I'll see you guys next time.